So I have a big announcement for you.
Oh, what is it?
Drum roll. I started watching Game of Thrones.
Oh my God, are you serious? We need to tell our podcast listeners that there's about to be a heck of a lot GOT references on this podcast. Which reminds me, hello and welcome to It's Your Time to Shine, a podcast about being a mom in a modern world. My name is Juspreet.
And I'm Lisa. Juspreet's not just co-host, but now co-Game of Thrones watcher.
Awesome. That's so great. How's everything going?
Oh, good. Whenever Allie's in school, it's awesome. And that sounds so terrible.
But it's real, and we got to keep it real.
Yeah, I mean, I love her being home. But, you know, right now I have some free time and getting stuff done, documentary. So, yeah, it's good. It's a good day.
That's awesome. I love we're like right now, we're at that point where it's been a couple weeks since the holidays. You know, you get to that end of January time period, and it's like, okay, we're back into the routine.
Yeah.
Because the first week or two, until January 15th, January 20th, kids are still complaining about waking up and going to school because they're home for like 2 or 3 weeks. So getting that routine back is like really nice.
Wow, it takes that long for them to get used to it, waking up early?
It does. I think as the kids get older and they're staying up late at night, they're not waking. Because I know Allie like naturally wakes up in the morning. My kids do that less and less. But one of the great things that we've been working on for 2019 is cleaning up our routines. Like just, you know, we've talked in the past about sleep hygiene, but we're doing like some food hygiene, like in terms of our diet and exercise, getting more regimented about that. And then over like the first 2 weeks of the new year, I took a random Wednesday off, and guess what I did? I spent 5 hours in my 10-year-old's room cleaning her room, and I got like 6 bags of clothes out of her closet and out of her drawers.
Oh, wow. 5 hours?
5 full hours. And I know what you guys are thinking. How could a room be that messy? And the answer is I have pictures that I will document.
We're going to have to use that picture.
Yeah. And so much of the stuff that I took out had tags on it or had only been worn once. So I ended up by age group, you know, parsing it out and putting it into bags so I could give them to some of my friends. Like it's not even I don't even want to call it hand-me-downs because some of them were like brand new clothes with tags, you know?
I'll take it.
Yeah, I know. I should send you some of the stuff.
It would still be a few years, but we'll take it.
Well, some of them were like size 5, and so it's perfect, right? You can give it to someone else. And the funniest thing is like, here's the difference between a mom and the way a kid thinks. I saw stuff with tags, and I was like less embarrassed about offering it to my friends. My friends are awesome. They would take it anyway.
They sure would.
Really, this is brand new. The tag's still on it. Hudgun was embarrassed. She was cutting all the tags off with scissors. And I said, why are you cutting the tags off? And she was like, I don't want them to know that I had it and I never wore it.
Okay.
And I was like, it doesn't matter. And she was like, no, they'll think I'm wasting. And I'm like, you're not.
Oh, okay. I see that logic.
So it was kind of funny. But we went through a lot of stuff. And here's what I figured out. My child doesn't like to wear jeans or like really frilly dresses. She just wants like comfortable soft leggings and soft like clothes. So I don't know why we buy anything other than.
That's so sensible.
Yeah, it really is. And she goes to a school that has a uniform as well.
Wait, she's in private school?
No, she actually goes to like a publicly funded charter school.
Oh, charter school. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And they have uniforms, which I actually really like. I like not being caught up in what you're wearing every day.
Do all charter schools have uniforms or it's just this particular one?
I think many of them do have uniforms because they try to create a certain environment where you're not focused on like the externals. You're just focused more on like getting to know the person, which is actually pretty nice, right?
No, it is. I'm all about uniforms. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I'm mixed on it. I think that there's, I like the individuality, and then I also like I can appreciate the benefits of it as well.
Yeah, you do want to kind of show, you know, who you are. The way you dress makes a big difference. So I understand that too. I'm just thinking from my perspective, which is I'm tired of every day. What do you want to wear today?
Yeah, well, I don't ever start with what do you want to wear. I'm like, wear this, or this.
I take out 3 dresses for Allie every morning, and she has to pick between the 3.
Oh, that's nice.
So she's got that because she won't wear a lot of these dresses and it's cold and she only wants to wear dresses. And now it's really cold. And I told her yesterday because she didn't want to wear any of the 3. I'm like, that's cool. You can wear jeans. She's like, I don't want to wear jeans. I'm like, great. Then you got these 3 dresses. Because those are really warm sweater dresses, like really made of wool. So.
Oh, wow. Jinx. We both said sweater dresses at the same time. That's awesome. Yeah, I think like the uniform thing, it impacts how many clothes and like how much clothing you really need. So we need to be honest about that.
Saves money for sure.
It does. And a lot of the clothes that we get are given to her from grandparents or their hand-me-downs, or we buy it for like a specific occasion. Like we're going to someone's wedding, maybe she's in the wedding and that kind of thing. And I just think that we just have so much stuff, and I've been hearing so many people talking about that art of tidying up, the KonMari method. And I read her book a few years ago before she was really like a pop culture star. And I remember
the Asian lady.
Yeah, the Japanese woman.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah, she's really cute.
I love her.
And now that she's on Netflix, I feel like she's really exploding. But a few years ago, I read her book and my takeaway from it was a pretty short book, but my takeaway from it was like, if it doesn't bring you joy, don't keep it.
Right.
And that is my youngest daughter's spirit. Like that is Hargun.
Wow.
If it doesn't bring you joy, she doesn't want it. But if it brings you joy, she loves it and she wants to keep it. And so we went through all her stuff. And I said, of all these like drawings and paintings, like let's just save the ones that we love and we can take pictures of the ones that you kind of like, but you want to remember. And we just got rid of so much stuff. And I feel like her room's lighter and she's just like, it's not weighing down on her anymore.
Cleaning up is like cleaning your soul. You just feel good,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So that was one aspect of it. And then another thing, like I said, is like just trying to get back into the routine and back into the regimen and cleaning up like our calendar and schedule too. And saying like, what extra fluff do we have in our calendar that we don't need?
Yeah, cut the fat.
Yeah, I like the fat. I was cutting the carbs. I'm just kidding.
The fat of unnecessary plans. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Not the good fats, not like the avocado and olive oil. We just want to cut like the saturated fat and the
saturated fat of planning.
Yeah. What about you? What have you guys been doing?
Well, speaking of avocados, I'm trying to come up with new ways to eat avocados. So that's been fun. It's always just a little creative endeavor. I mean, it's not that. I'm not like that creative in the kitchen, but I try to be like efficient. So finding efficient ways to eat avocado and it still tastes really good. So yeah. I am trying to be better. I'm trying to be better about eating just more greens and healthier stuff. So this new thing I'm doing, which has really worked, and I actually got it from an article I read about Kristen Bell because I'm obsessed with her. And I hope she's listening. Hi. Anyway.
Yeah. She's totally listening. You didn't know like me and Dax Shepard go way back?
No way. See, my dream is to have a double date with Dax Shepard and Kristen Bell. And now triple date, you and Budum too.
Oh my gosh, but that would be really embarrassing for Dax Shepard.
Why? He's hilarious.
We all outrank him in intellectual ability.
I don't think so.
I'm just joking.
I know.
Hey, Dax, what's going on?
Poor Dax. Yeah, so I was reading an article, and what she does, which I thought was so clever, and I've been doing it for the last 2 weeks. I'm like, wow, this is awesome. Because, we're always trying to eat healthy, and obviously different recipes, but it's kind of more of a more bang for your buck type theory, which I already have when it comes to like working out and all. So with food, it's like more greens, less effort, right? Mm-hmm. So she'll take anything she ate like the night before, and then she'll take all the greens. Like, so I have kale in my fridge, and I also just like shredded, I have cauliflower or broccoli, whatever. Like I get the shredded kind, right? I'll do like a handful of greens and a handful of that and put whatever. So if I had like chicken curry the night before, put the chicken curry on top of it and blend it all together. And I've been doing this for all of my meals, anything I eat. So almost 2 cups of vegetables every day for lunch.
Oh, wow. So you're making it like a salad.
Basically, but like you wouldn't think about it. Like in the article, she's like, it sounds gross, but it's really good. And I was like, huh. And I'm like, oh, it's Kristen Bell. It must be good. And I tried it. I was like, because I've always liked soothing lettuce wraps at P.F. Chang's.
Yeah, those are good.
So I'm like, that's got to have that same feel. And it is. You're having hot food with cold.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really good. Instead of like rice and carbs, I do that. And then obviously other stuff I'll continue doing. Kale chips, which is like, 5 cups of kale and just put in the oven and you've got yourself like kale chips and you'll eat the whole thing very easily.
You said kale chips are like really easy. It's not just putting kale in the oven. Like can you tell us how to make it? Give us the 30-second recipe.
All right. What I do, I take about a tablespoon of olive oil and I put it in a bowl and I put about like a little spoon, like a teaspoon of salt. And then I put about 3 cups of kale in it, and I mix up the kale. I use my hands and I mix it up, and I really immerse it in the olive oil. And then I put it on a pan and at 400 for 20 minutes in the oven. Ali loves these. And then I've actually tried with different spices. It doesn't work. Just salt. It just tastes good with salt. That's it. I think that was less than 30 seconds.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so easy. And I've had yours before. It's really good. I've made it a couple times. It's a little harder. Yeah, I think it takes like knowing how long to put it in there. But it tastes really good, but it doesn't last. Like it's so thin, so you need so much of it.
Oh, I don't just see kale chips. Like I'll make it and then I'll make like salmon on the side or something.
Oh,
you know?
Okay. I made it like as a snack, like a replacement for potato chips.
Oh, no, it doesn't replace it. You're going to be hungry. That's just for me to eat like something healthy and then, like protein on the side.
Right.
I'm doing pretty well. And the sugar. There's another thing. Sugar. I'm trying to cut on sugar. I know everyone does at some point in their life. For me, it was right before I turned 42.
And some people come back to it.
I know I did. I stopped for 7 days and then I couldn't do it. I mean, the thing is, I actually never ate that much sugar to begin with. But I had more than I probably should. Like when I actually did the calculation, I'm like, ooh, like I have about 15 grams a day, like 11 to 15. And that's on a bad day. So I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. But if you look at how much I eat and the ratio, it still seems like it's a lot. So I try to cut on that. And I mean, I did all right the first week. And then after that, I missed a Kit Kat.
That's so funny.
So I'll still eat the Kit Kat.
Yeah, I think, having a little bit of moderation is okay too, right?
Yeah. Because I don't think a person like me can do it. If I completely stop sugar, I'm going to go through a binge. I just know it. So then I started eating Kit Kat just after like a week.
That's awesome.
But
Kit Kats are like, there's an exception. I feel like Kit Kats and peanut M&Ms, which are my vice, are always allowed. Like if you keep them away, your spirit will not be happy. So...
yeah, I'm gonna subscribe to that too. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna do it for my spirit.
Yeah, there you go.
I love peanut M&Ms too. You know what I really hated in college? Not obviously, I ate them a lot more back then. When you ate a peanut M&M and there wasn't a peanut in it.
Oh my gosh! Yes, how dare them?
Every pack had at least 3. I know. I actually wrote a whole bit about that. But anyway,
I feel like I should tell you that I'm kind of a connoisseur of peanut M&Ms. I can even tell like which ones are fresh and which ones are not based on like when I eat them.
I bet you could tell before biting into it whether or not it has a peanut in it.
Oh, totally. But that doesn't really happen anymore. They must have improved their quality control quite a bit because I haven't had that happen. And my household is responsible for a lot of the peanut M&M success in the supply chain. So, anytime you are looking for peanut M&Ms, you can come to my house. We definitely have some. And we try all of them, like the mint ones, the dark chocolate. I can tell you which ones are good.
Oh, I've only done the regular one. You really are a connoisseur.
Yes, I am.
But that must have been an old thing because it happened a lot in college. It doesn't happen now. I thought it's just because I don't eat it with as much frequency. But since it must be quality control. Yeah.
I can guarantee you. Also, free advice, never eat almond M&Ms. They're not good. Something's wrong with those almonds.
I've never had those, but I do eat almonds, period.
Yeah, almonds are awesome.
Like I soak them in water every morning and then in the evening before bed I eat them.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's another sleep thing, just melatonin.
That's awesome.
But what about you? What other things are you doing? I mean, cleaning up your closet, cleaning up Hargun's room. So what else?
Yeah, well, I also am, everyone cleaned up their closets and got rid of stuff. I tried to... So I think I have a problem getting rid of clothes that I won't wear anymore, but there's nothing wrong with them. Like I like them, but I just end up never wearing them.
I have the same thing. I like to just keep it in my closet just because it doesn't make me happy, but it makes me happy to see other people say, "Hey, I like that dress."
Well, I think that's a great reason. My reason is I feel like it's a waste of money if I just give it away or get rid of it because I'm like, oh, I spent money on it and I hardly wore it. So I have this method that I'm trying out. It's working pretty well. I put it into a bin and then I will go in. If I go in to grab it out of there, then I really need it. And if I don't, I'll just get rid of it. And so one of my friends gave me the idea based on the reality of like, will you really wear it or will you really use it? But I was kind of complaining about how for a while I tried this method where if I bought something, I had to get rid of something. So it was like one in, one out. And I was talking to my friend over lunch a few weeks ago, and she said, try putting it away. Maybe that'll work. And then you could, like, if it's out of sight. And sure enough, I put some stuff away, never touched it, never missed it. And so I was like, I don't need this anymore. Why am I holding on to this extra space? Plus, your closet feels awesome when there's less clothes in it because you can find everything, you can see everything. It's really easy.
Yeah. That's my problem because I'm pretty organized, but I still keep things that I don't need, but they're in my closet in an organized way. That's my problem. So Samir always like all your jeans. I have jeans from like back when I first met you. It's really bad.
Yeah, just get rid of them.
I know, but they're like really nicely folded, and there's like almost a category like 1990s. Oh my gosh.
Okay, don't get rid of them. Put them in your garage and see if you ever go in there and like to grab them. And then if you don't touch them for like 2 months, then you can just donate them and give them to somebody else.
I'm going to do that. Dresses and stuff and things I don't wear, I'm going to get rid of them.
Right. And my work clothes that I just don't wear anymore because I don't like dress shirts. I don't like button-down shirts anymore. I don't wear sweaters very much. It's just like sweater dresses. Like it's warm all the time in Texas. I don't really need this. So I donated them to this place called Dress for Success, where if someone is going for a job interview and they're either homeless or they've been displaced, they can go there and get the clothes for free. And it's like nice.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, it's nice to have like access to professional stuff. They take shoes, they take accessories. They'll take all kinds of things.
I'm in my closet right now, just ironically, because I record from my closet. And I'm looking at a bunch of Adidas from like the last 20 years that are still sitting there.
Yeah, you could probably sell those on eBay.
In an organized way. Okay, I have your sister's old Adidas.
Because my sister, being so much young, she's like a generation younger than us.
She's a millennial.
She doesn't hold on to anything. She'll just get rid of things. She has no sentimentality, and I love that. She'll just be like, I don't want these anymore, and give them away.
Yeah, we could learn from her.
Well, so the other thing we're trying to do, that same concept, but with our calendar, because, we have 3 kids. Budham and I both work. We try to be active in our community as well. So we have a lot of social events that come up. And I realized like last year we were talking about social obligations, like, oh, what do we have going on this weekend? Well, we have to go to this and we have to go to this. And so I was like, I want to stop saying we have to go to, because it shouldn't be an obligation. And so I was like, hey, let's look at our calendar and see what things we really have to attend. And a big part of ending up going to things isn't because it has a big impact on our lives or because it makes a big difference, is because we don't have the guts to say no. Like, I'm not going to go to that.
Yeah, definitely.
So I've been working as a family to sit down and say, what things do we want to work on? What things do we want to, where do we want to go? How do we use our time wisely? And also where we don't have to say, no, we don't want to go, but what's the impact like between these two things? Would it be better to go to basketball and play at the park? Or would it be better to go to like hear this speech about something? Like, kind of decide between the two.
That's good that you're doing that, because we learned very early to just say yes to everything. So to be able to break that down, how it's going to make you feel to do that.
And I think that decision making is really interesting too, because in our society, less and less do children have to make decisions for 2 reasons. I think one is that parents really prescribe and create a lot of their lives for them. And then 2, there's so much FOMO out there, like that fear of missing out. Adults have it, kids have it. And it's being able to like control the decision and say that I might miss something, but what I will experience is more valuable than what I might miss.
Yeah, and you have to exercise that part of your brain to do it.
Yeah, and I was talking to a friend about decision making and what kind of decisions we had to make when we were like 7 or 8 and what kind of decisions our kids have to make. And a lot of, when you overschedule, you don't have to think too much because there's no downtime. You're not using your imagination as much, and everything's just like laid out, all your play dates, what you're going to do every day, what you're going to make, where you're going to go, what you're going to wear. So it's an opportunity, I think, too, for us to kind of dabble in that a little bit. You do that with Alyssa a lot, right?
Alyssa and I do a lot of things together, which are boring. So hopefully I'm helping her.
Yeah, going back to Juspreet saying boredom is good for the brain. Remember, I tell my kids that and they hate it.
Yeah, it is. I'm very good at that. But she already every day, what are we doing today? And I was like, we're doing a whole lot of nothing. Go enjoy.
Does she, okay, I have to ask you a question. Does she like it when you're doing nothing, or does it make her anxious?
No, she's fine. She's actually very good on her. Like we'll play sometimes, and sometimes, I'll work out, then she's doing her thing. And she's really good at independent play. Like, she's got an active imagination. So she will pretend to be in a movie, and she'll pretend to act, and she'll take her. She enjoys that.
Oh, that's awesome. I think that's a gift.
Yeah, she's good to the point where sometimes I'm like, hey, I want to play with you. Can I play?
That's really cool. I like that. I think like kids are naturally creative, and then we take it out of them a little bit, like we end up influencing them and like saying like, no, you have to, this has to work this way, or this toy works in a certain way. But I noticed like between my kids, since I have 3, that some of them are great with, we have nothing going on and I can just chill. And then sometimes like, depending on their personalities, sometimes it's like, no, I need to know, what are we going to do today? Like what's happening? Well, what's happening next? What's happening next?
I don't even know where Allie would fall into the 3 of your kids' personality. I feel like she's a mix between Hargun and Bavneet. I don't know.
Yeah, she's got the free spirit, and then she's also so sweet. She's like very caring and sweet, like my oldest. Like, I want to check on you. Are you okay?
She is very sweet. I'm starting to miss her now. She is very sweet. She's very affectionate. She just always wants to hug.
Who are you starting to miss, Bavneet, my daughter, or Allie, your daughter?
Oh, I'm always missing Bavneet. That's my girl.
I know.
It takes a while to detach from completely not co-sleeping. So even now, I'll end up in her room and she'll be like, "Mommy, can you please put your arm around me?" And it's so sweet.
Aww.
And I love it.
That's so cute. Speaking of cleaning up our routines, sleep hygiene was a mess over the holidays. And I have to tell you, like every day, someone was like, "Can I sleep with you? Can I sleep with you?" And I was like, oh my gosh.
But isn't it so comfortable with the kids, right? Isn't it cozy? If Budum's not there, right? If he's out of town,
no,
especially.
I do really love it. And I know they're growing up so fast and this time isn't going to be there. But I don't sleep well when other people are like kicking me and moving around, because I'm a light sleeper and I wake up really easily. So if someone like kicks the comforters off the bed, they're asleep and kicking it off in their sleep, or they're pulling it up and they're totally asleep. But I'll wake up and then I'm like, oh my gosh, now I can't go back to sleep. And so I'm trying to like, I'm like, what's worse or what's better? Should I like enjoy them and like have my heart full but be sleep deprived? Or should I be well rested and a good mom, but I say no to them? That's the trade-off. I've been doing both. I've been oscillating. Some days they're with me and some days they're not. So, but yeah, whenever Budum travels, they're always like, "Can I put in the planner that I want to sleep with you on that day?"
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, it is really cute.
Oh, I think that's like the cutest story ever. Can I put in the planner?
I'll have to take a picture of it, like where they write in there, like, "Hargun will sleep with Mama on this day."
Oh my God, that just melts my heart. Oh, I understand now the dilemma. I mean, sleep is important, and that's my number one. It just happens to be that I sleep well with people. So obviously with Samir, if I'm in his arms, I'll sleep like a baby.
Yeah.
And when I'm with Allie, I sleep well. I just sleep well with, but if I need space, especially if Allie were kicking, and there are some nights, I mean, Allie's doing this new thing these days where she's trying to put I guess her feet are cold, so she tries to put her feet in my butt. And I'm like, I wake
under
up.
You?
Yeah, and I'm like, what's going on? I wake up and I quickly take her feet out. But of course, I'm awake, It's just funny.
Right. And when you say like you sleep like a baby, I sleep like a baby too. I wake up every 20 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
Any little sound wakes me up. And I'm like, can someone swaddle me so I don't move my arms and then have to wake up?
I never understood that analogy, actually. I mean, I understand babies sleep deep, but really they're always getting up. So I get it. What is
Yeah, I think it really depends on the baby, because some moms out there are lucky and have babies that really sleep a lot.
Yeah, apparently Samir was really good, and his mom continues talking about it. I understand.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's still a very good sleeper.
He does other great things too, world, not just sleeping. He's good at other things too. He's really smart. He's a great writer. But most of all, he's known for his sleep habits as a baby.
That's most of all. And number 2 is he makes really good treats for Butters. Like, he's the expert.
And he makes doggy treats. Okay. We'll take all of these unique things and then one day go into a retirement community and have like a bakery baby sleeps training. And then all the, also, and you can do documentaries.
Oh my God. After doing this one, I want to be done. I just want to work for someone and be done. No more solo. Nothing solo.
Oh, no, that's the fatigue talking. We need your harnessed creativity out in the world.
All right. A few months, I'll take some break. But thank you. I'll take a little break and then I'll be back.
All right. Awesome.
I like the fact that you're cleaning up your calendar, though. Like, I think it's just important that you get that time, too, to be with your family.
The bring joy thing, like we were talking about that, KonMari method. It's about stuff. It can also be about people. Like if the person, hold the person. If they don't bring you joy, then you say, Thank you for what you've brought, and now it's time to go. That's what the Japanese woman says. She's like, thank you for the memories you gave me.
And then throw them in the recycling.
One of the cutest things I saw her do was like, she was like, tell this shirt, thank you shirt, for teaching me that I don't like shirts like this. I was like, Thank you, lady who cut me off on the way to school, but then later had to sit next to me in a PTA meeting, because you taught me that I don't like people who cut me off and then don't realize that they're going to end up having to borrow my pen to fill out a form in a PTA meeting. That's so funny. All right. On that note, I want to thank our listeners. Keep sharing your ideas and feedback with us.
Thank you for bringing us joy.
Yes. Thank you, listeners, for bringing us joy. And tell us how you're starting off 2019. What are your goals and what are you working on? It's the beginning of a new year, and we want to hear what goals you have for 2019. And as always, thanks for listening.